Hi, I'm Sheldon from Find It Archery Supplies and welcome back to another one of our bow reviews. Today we're going to do a bow review on the FiberBow. Okay, this bow. This is a completely different bow. When you think FiberBow, you have to really rethink what recurves can be. The FiberBow is the lightest recurve that you can get. It comes in at a measly 660 grams. That is way lighter than anything. When you look at the Win & Win RCX, it comes in at 1,000 grams, so about a little 1 kilogram. The Uka Upro comes in at about the same. This is the lightest bow you will ever find, without a doubt. Not lying, completely the truth. It's very well made. Compared to the 5.99 model, which was the one that came out prior to this, which was prone to a couple of little twisting issues, they've really come to town on this one. Let's jump straight into the negatives first. Okay, because this bow is so light, it comes with an aluminium cam. Okay, there is no side adjustment in the pocket itself. The pocket is completely fixed, but that's okay, because what they do is they have an eccentric cam that you can actually adjust. It's very hard to see because it's slightly off center and whatnot and a bit blurry in that image there, but it is an eccentric cam, so you can do side adjustment and height adjustment all on the one cam. Our recommendation is, when you buy it, is to buy the stainless steel bolt, which you can replace. Now you're thinking, why would you do that when you're actually adding a little bit of weight to the riser? Well, when shooting this bow, as I actually personally do shoot this bow, it just gives the bow a little bit more punch. It's a nicer feel when you're shooting the bow, and it actually kind of behaves a little bit better because you've got that tiny little bit of weight that you're throwing into the riser. FiberBow is actually probably the most sought after bow for Paralympians because of how light it is. It actually won gold in the recent London Olympics, and you know, you can see why. It really is just that good. You put it in, it's got a beautiful wooden hand grip. Okay, it's very lightly molded. It's got quite nice colors. However, they are changing the way that you can actually think about this bow. FiberBow have come up with a unique idea that this bow will be produced in a matte black finish, but you will be able to buy any color decal you want. So for example, you see the red decal you see on this, you'll be able to replace that with a green, red, yellow, blue, whatever suits you or sends you off on the fairyland. But anyway, that is a new addition to this range. FiberBow are no longer going to be producing a red one or a blue one or the matte black. All matte black, regardless left or right, and you can put your own decals on it. The bow gives you availability for a front stabilizer. Now without the stainless steel bolts, you cannot put top or bottom limb dampeners on. So you do need that stainless steel bolt to be able to do that. The other reason why we suggest going for the stainless steel bolt is it just makes it that slightly easier to tune your bow. It's a tricky bow to tune, and believe you me, you could spend up to half an hour to 45 minutes just getting it straight. So that's why you really do want those stainless steel bolts. It is a bow that to adjust it, you have to take it down, adjust it, put it back up. It does get very tedious, but it is well worth it once you've got it there. If you've got injuries, like many of us archers do as we get older, we get bad shoulders, bad chest, bad back, you name it, we're full of complaints. However, this is the bow that you would look at. If you've got bad shoulders or bad neck or bad back, you would want this bow simply because you can stand there all day long and hold that bow out the front. It shoots dead straight. It's very forgiving. Now somebody said to me, explain to me forgiveness, i.e. if you have a bad release or a bad shot, it will give you some kind of relief at the other end, unlike some of the higher performance bows. In this price range, it's on its own. There is nothing near it. Within a reason, okay? This comes into the market at around $550, anywhere from $550 to $650. We retail this between $600 to $650, depending on whether or not we have it on special. But at the moment on our website, it is listed at $550. But the RCX, the Win & Win RCX and the Uka Upro are a little bit more expensive. The RCX comes in around about the $600 mark, but it's not as light. So that's something to consider when you're actually looking at the price versus bow. All over the world, the price fluctuates within about $50 of each other. So whether or not you're buying it locally in your own country or you're buying it in Australia or in the UK, we're all roughly the same price. I do recommend that you buy this bow from a legitimate FiberBow dealer, because if you do have any issues, you're really not going to get looked after. Overall, very few problems. It's a very, very quiet bow. Put this bow together along with its own stabilizers and everything, and it is whisper quiet. You can get it so quiet that all you can hear is the clicker go, and that's it, it's gone. It's such a quiet bow, and it just behaves beautifully in your hand. I really cannot praise this bow enough. And if anything, I owe a little bit of my shooting career to this bow. I was ready to walk away from shooting about 6 months ago, 7 months ago, because I was really having major shoulder problems. This bow allowed me and freed me up to start shooting again. So that in itself is enough for me to really give this bow a 5 out of 5. However, we're not going to give it a 5 out of 5, we're going to give it about a 4. So the reason we're going for the 4, and again, like many of our other reviews, is the cam. Okay, that's its real letdown. Overall, this bow is well put together. Now, up until recently, most people, when you bought this bow, it just came in a box. It did not come with a sleeve. So anybody that rang in or emailed us about my bow didn't come with a sleeve, no, it didn't. And it only is just starting to come out of the factory now in its own sleeve, simply because they're getting rid of the foam in the box. So the bow will come out in a sleeve now and is available in a sleeve. You can purchase a sleeve separately if you wish. Please contact us and we'll be more than happy to order you one. They're about $30 each. And they're beautifully made, lovely red colour. So if you're looking for a bow to get you back out there shooting because you've got some injuries, this is the bow that you would have. Now, before we end this review, there is one thing that this bow does which is extremely freaky. Put 40-pound limbs in it. It doesn't feel like 40 pounds. It feels like about 35 pounds. It just takes away stack. You can get whatever bows you would, limbs you would normally use on your normal riser, put them on this riser, and you can just keep pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. It will not stack. I will personally guarantee that this bow will not stack. It does have a high brace height, but it just keeps on going. It turns heavy limbs into quite soft limbs. So that's another major plus about this bow. Overall, this bow does some pretty amazing things. For such a very simple bow, it is a pure carbon bow, very strong. I've accidentally dropped mine a couple of times, so if you're looking on FiberBow, I do apologise. But I have actually accidentally dropped mine a couple of times now, and I've had no problems with it. No chipping, no scratching, no scarring. It's very heavy duty. You will get a little bit of wear in this pocket here, and the top will flake away with the limbs, but that's to be expected like any other riser out there in the marketplace. So if you're a person that's looking for a very lightweight, very durable, pretty much a career going bow that's going to do you for years, that's the bow you'd be looking for. Nothing comes close to it. Really, as far as weight goes, nothing's in its class. It is simply the lightest recurve that money can buy. If I'm wrong, please let me know, and I'll be welcome to change my opinion on that. But to this date, I have not found a riser that is as light as this. Its overall performance is great to shoot, lovely in your hand, and when you just let it go, it just pops forward on a very nice arc. But for now, out of 5 stars, we give it a 4. And if you have any other questions on FiberBow, we are a legitimate FiberBow dealer, and we would be happy to help you out any way you can. If you have any problems with your bow, please contact us, and we'd be more than happy to answer any of those questions as well. If you have any questions and you want to post it on this YouTube video, please do. However, as I've said in the past, any negative comments, your opinion is noted, and we'll always acknowledge that. However, on our point, and this is only our opinion, this is the bow to look at if you want to keep going in the sport with injuries. Anyway, for now, have a great day.